Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are looking at Glam Polish Isn't He a Lady Killer? It is a dusty red. I am going to call it a garnet colored base. It has a shifting red, orange, gold, and chartreuse shimmer. This polish does have chartreuse glitter in several sizes. Depending on how the shimmer and base interact with them, they can look red, orange, yellow, or gold. It really depends on how much polish overlays the glitter. This is another Black Friday polish that took until March for me to swatch. I think I mentioned in my ILNP wishlist video that I was specifically looking for garnet polishes this fall. I am a January baby and my birthstone is garnet. That presented me with a problem. I have always hated garnets. Young me was especially salty about getting the ugly, muddy redstone. Didn't everyone understand how much I liked blue? Very inconsiderate. Back then, they didn't offer you alternative birthstones or alternate colors. Because I hated my birthstone, I basically ignored it for many, many years. What I've been trying to do lately is find myself a garnet polish that I could tolerate. Around Black Friday, I picked out a couple that I thought might work, and this is one. I haven't yet swatched the second one, so I can't tell you which I prefer, but I did enjoy this one. This was the first polish that I swatched after removing All My Life I've Been Selfish. You can see exactly how stained my nails were. That was one of the reasons I put this particular polish on my left hand. Lady Killer was red-toned and hopefully opaque enough that I felt pretty certain the staining wouldn't affect the final look. The drawback of doing this is that I don't definitively know if the Glam polish stains. My staining did look more pale when I removed this, and it didn't change tone, so I think it does not stain. But I won't truly know until the next time I wear this polish. This was the best I felt I could do at the time and still swatch on that hand. You could see how dark and how opaque this is in one coat. I am using the old skinny brush because that's what came with the bottle. If you had a paddle brush, you might be able to do this in one. Might. I only needed 2 coats. I'm trying to imagine a scenario where someone might need 3, but I think even completely clear, long extensions might not need a 3rd. I'm applying very slowly because I am trying to get closer to my cuticle without flooding it. And I do manage to deposit a large glitter on the side of my nail, and it clearly looks chartreuse. This polish is textured, it has glitter in it, so you will need to smooth that out either with some sort of smoothing product or 2 coats of top coat. This is also hard to remove because glitter. In the sunshot, you can see how bright red that shimmer is pulling us. You can see the darker base peeking out at the edges of the nail. This is mainly why I thought I'd be able to love this garnet color. Sometimes it wasn't really garnet, but also you can see those chartreuse glitter a bit better than you could during my application. Especially when I raise my fingers, the glitter peek out a little more green because the shimmer isn't able to overwhelm them as easily. As I move around to the left, the base looks darker and more garnet, which you can see on the right half of each nail. On the left side of my nails, you can see how the shimmer is pulling somewhat golden, making the polish look a little more orange overall. Hopefully, you can see why I say those glitter can appear orange or golden depending on how deep they are in the manicure. Over at the window, they look quite orange and gold to me. In the sun and shade, we start out near the window, which looks pretty similar to the full sun shot. The sun is pulling that shimmer at the center of the nail red, and at the right side it shows more golden. Where the light isn't reaching, the base color shows through more. As I move around to the left in the shaded portion, you can see they tend to look a little more like dried blood, very shiny blood. This was where I was expecting to see some extra shifts, but I did not. I think this one is a Prugly. Those chartreuse glitter hit my brain in an ick, but I love it sort of way. I think the glitter specifically drags this into being slightly creepy. I knew I would never love a traditional garnet, so perhaps embracing the Prugly will work out for me. In the final shot, we start out facing the window, and finally, we are actually going to see that green and blue. But it is extremely fleeting. It is on the right side of my nails at the very edge, and as I raise my fingers upwards, it travels toward the cuticle on that side. You would probably need to pause it to see. I certainly had to. I think this is so hard to see that you really should not consider it part of the polish. As I move around to the left, the base looks more brownish, more of a muddy red. You can see the shimmer is still present at the center of my nails. It flashes through red, orange, and gold. In the lighter parts of the room, you can see the glitter pretty well. But in the darker parts, it acts more so as a disruptor to the smooth texture of the shimmer. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so that I can braid my leg hair into a tiny rope ladder for chipmunks. Please enjoy a clip of my gray squirrel nonchalantly jogging through the frame.